Okay, so you've got a brilliant idea for an AI company. You're probably hacking away in your dorm room, or maybe in the university lab, dreaming of building the next big thing. But let's get real for a second. The path from a cool prototype to a successful company, it's a total minefield. Today, we're going to play detective and investigate why so many of these promising AI startups just fizzle out. And more importantly, we'll figure out how you can be one of the few that actually makes it.
Let's just start with the cold, hard numbers. You see this? 90%. That's the approximate number of all startups, AI included, that fail within just 5 years. That's a staggering number, right? It means for every 10 ventures that launch with incredible passion and a groundbreaking algorithm, 9 of them will eventually have to shut down. And that, of course, leads to the big question, why? Why is this so incredibly difficult? This isn't just about bad luck or making one wrong move. The failures are often systematic. So, like I said, think of this as a detective story. We're going to investigate the crime scene, identify the real reasons for this crazy high failure rate, and uncover the patterns that doom so many of these AI ventures from the start.
All right, our investigation starts with lining up the usual suspects. After digging through the wreckage of countless failed startups, researchers have pinpointed 4 main culprits. These are the 4 big categories of failure where things consistently go wrong for AI companies. Now, you might look at this and think, okay, technical problems are the main killer. And yeah, they are the biggest slice of the pie at 40%. But look closer. Financial, organizational, and these bigger systemic issues make up the other 60%. So the huge takeaway here is that having the most brilliant, sophisticated AI model isn't even half the battle. Not even close.
So let's quickly look at the rap sheet for each of our suspects. Under technical, we're talking about things like bad data quality. For AI, it's garbage in, garbage out, and just messy, unscalable code. Financial problems, well, that's pretty obvious, running out of cash, or even worse, having no real plan to ever make any. Organizational issues are all about the people, having the wrong skills on the team, or just weak leadership. And finally, you've got systemic problems. These are the outside forces, like regulations or the infamous pilot purgatory, a trap we are definitely going to examine very closely in a minute. But here's the plot twist. It's almost never just one of these suspects acting alone. The real killer, the thing that actually brings a company down, isn't a single problem. It's how these problems conspire together. It's how they feed off each other, creating this vicious, downward spiral that eventually becomes impossible to escape.
This is the absolute core concept you have to get. A small technical issue, right? Like maybe your model needs cleaner data. That creates a financial strain because now you have to hire more people to clean it. That strain then causes an organizational problem. People get stressed out, priorities get all mixed up, and this in turn makes the technical issue even worse because no one has time to fix it properly. It's a domino effect, where each little piece knocks over a bigger one until the whole company just comes crashing down.
You want to see this death spiral in action? Let's talk about the cautionary tale of Kite AI. This was a company with a fantastic AI-powered tool for developers. They had millions of users, tons of funding, incredible technology. And yet, they still failed. So why? Well, they fell victim to a classic, deadly feedback loop.
So here it is. This is the validation to burn loop that completely doomed Kite. Step 1. They built a product people love to use for free, but they never actually confirmed if anyone would pay for it. Step 2. As their user base exploded, so did their server and engineering costs, and trust me, AI compute is not cheap. Step 3. With all these costs soaring and literally zero revenue, their cash burn rate just went through the roof. 4. Investors saw all this money flying out the door with none coming in and understandably lost confidence. And the final step? The money ran out. Game over.
Now, let's zoom in on one of the most common and honestly one of the most deceptive traps out there, something researchers have dubbed pilot purgatory. This is a place where so many good ideas, especially good AI ideas, go to die a slow, quiet death.
So what is it exactly? Well, it's that moment when your AI pilot or your prototype works perfectly in a demo. It looks incredible. But because you haven't proven its concrete business value, how it's actually going to save money or make money, nobody's willing to put up the cash to roll it out into a real product. The project doesn't get officially canceled, it just gets stuck forever in limbo.
And how common is this trap? Well, in one study of AI projects for smart cities, a shocking 73% of all pilots got stuck right here in purgatory. The tech worked, but it never scaled up. They proved the AI was possible, but they totally failed to prove it was valuable. For any of you student innovators out there, understanding that distinction is absolutely critical.
Okay, enough with the doom and gloom. We've investigated the crime scene, we understand the culprits, now it's time for the escape plan.
The same research that identifies all these failure patterns also gives us a really clear blueprint for success. It's all about building smarter, right from day one.
So what do the successful companies do differently? It really comes down to their whole approach. While the failing ventures often rely on this hidden army of humans to make their automated AI work, and they build based on what they assume people want, the successful scalers are absolutely obsessed with true automation from the start. They validate their business model with actual paying customers, and they begin by solving just one narrow, well-defined problem, and they solve it exceptionally well.
So here it is. This is your cheat sheet for beating the odds. First, validate monetization early. Before you burn through a mountain of cash on GPU costs, please confirm someone will pay for your thing. Second, design for automation. No Wizard of Oz tricks with people hiding behind the curtain. Third, invest in what's called ML Ops, which is just production-ready engineering. This isn't just about writing code, it's about being able to reliably deploy and monitor your models in the messy real world. Fourth, build a balanced team. You need product and business experts just as much as you need tech wizards. And finally, always focus on the quantifiable business value you provide.
So, I'll leave you with this question. And honestly, it's the most important one you can ask yourself as you bring your ideas to life. Are you just building a cool prototype that looks great in a demo? Or are you building a truly scalable business, one that's designed to survive and thrive out there in the real world? Because trust me, the answer will make all the difference.